Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. This is day, I think, 920 of my velocity banking journey. And I wanted to give you a preliminary update of July's number. In general, this is my real world experience. This is not necessarily educational purposes. I'm a political economist and I wanted to try velocity banking. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a certified financial planner. Again, this is just my experience. So let's go ahead and jump in. So income for the month, $6,690.26. That's from W-2, loans, etc. Expenses came out to be about $6,142.26. That's daily, monthly, and annually. The annually is a couple of insurance policies that I had to pay, taxes that I pay because I no longer have an escrow on some of my properties. Okay, the cash flow at this particular time, I came up with $548 net income. So for July, after all expenses, all income, the net income or cash flow is $548 in general. This is for July 2026 in general. So those are the numbers. Still calculating them, but just wanted to let you know what they look like preliminary. Now, in terms of all my debt currently that I'm holding, $51,000 I have with one mortgage, $108,500 in two HELOCs, home equity lines of credit, and $27,500 in 16 credit cards that are business and personal. Of the 16 credit cards, 5 are really active because I brought the balances down starting in late 2023, and now I'm only really working through 5 cards. But of all the cards, I generally go to Dollar General and make a $1 purchase just to have the numbers run against the credit report. Now, of the 5 credit cards, 1 sits at 18% and 4 at 0%. Now, again, these credit cards have their own interest rate, and they're ranging from about 23% to maybe 30%. But at the time, I now have them at 0% because offers started coming to me as I improved my credit and I shifted some of the debt on the cards. So how am I practicing velocity banking and all this information? Historically, I was taking my income, hitting the bank, then paying the bills, and then what was left over was in a savings account or an emergency fund. I no longer do that. This is how I operate now with the HELOC at a $50,000 limit. That is my operating account or my new checking account, but I still have checking accounts and savings accounts, but everything is principally inside of one of these HELOCs. So now I receive my W-2 income, all forms of income. It hits the bank, and from the bank I move it to a checking account. From the checking account, I move it into a HELOC. So when I get paid on the 7th or the 20th each month from my W-2 income and also various rental income. Now, all of the spending is done on these 5 credit cards. However, I try to really concentrate on one card at a time. So as you see from the earlier videos, I'm using a Wells Fargo Reflect card. I had a balance of $7,450 with a limit of $7,500. Now it's down to about $3,900 because I've placed all of my income, particularly the W-2 income, onto it for at least 2 months. Now from there, I have one card. Again, I try to concentrate on that one card, and it is the closing date of the 3rd of each month. Then I pulled money from the HELOC to pay off all of the debt, and the rest remains onto the HELOC. So, for instance, again, all of the income for $6,690 went into the HELOC. All of the expenses that came out for the daily or monthly or annually came off of one of these credit cards, primarily the Wells Fargo Reflect. Then I took the money, $6,142, and paid off the majority of that. Now I still have the $4,000 balance that was on it, but I also put the expenses on this card and across the other 5 cards. And whatever remains, primarily that $548, is sitting on the HELOC to reduce the average daily balance. So that's the thing in a nutshell. Basically doing velocity banking, putting my money into a home equity line of credit and also a credit card that I'm trying to pay down simultaneously. But I'm no longer really relying on a checking account, savings account, or emergency fund. All right, if you want to work with me or my team, you have my contact and information number. Please give me a call. Have a great day. Bye-bye.